Okay. So I'm not sure if I'm doing this correctly. Um, I'm trying to test and see if I can do these live streams, but I think I'm doing something wrong because I can't see um, any questions or comments or anything like that that I'm supposed to see. Let's see. For some reason, I'm getting stupid messages too. Let's see. Okay, well, I see that there's one viewer, but I don't know how to freaking. Let's see. No, that's not right. Alright, I think maybe that works. Alright, well, whoever's viewing this, if you wouldn't mind saying something, I want to see if this is working. Anyways, I've got like a live chat or demo that I'm going to be doing really soon for Lightbox, and so I'm trying to test things out to see um, how that will all work. So this is very new for me. I've never really done this kind of thing before. It's weird. Let's see. Well, I'm just going to keep sketching until someone responds. So we'll see if this is actually working. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. Alright. Oh, Kanye, what have you done with yourself? Alright. I don't know if I like having the video of myself up there. It's kind of weird. Hey, now I see people. It's working? Awesome. How you guys doing? So someone's watching. That's cool. So it's working fine. You can see everything perfectly clear, even my stupid face. Awesome. So I figured I would just kind of doodle around and do a little sketch, a little Kanye action here, just to test this out. Um, to see if this works. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a live painting demo for Lightbox. I think it's 11th through the 13th of September. And yeah, that's when it is. So I'm going to be doing a live demo for that, and so I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. I've never done these live streams before, but if it kind of goes well, maybe I'll do more of these. We'll see. This is kind of a new thing for me. I see people doing live streams all the time, and I never really figured out how they do that. So It is kind of cool though. I can see comments and so on the screen there, so that's working. That's awesome. So yeah, what I'm trying to do right now is just like a quick um, little caricature here. Just a little sketch of this crazy dude. Man, I used to really like Kanye's music. Well, I still like his music. I like some of his music. Um, his older stuff is really good, but he went off the rocker. But yeah, the thing I'm trying to do with this sketch is just a kind of a quick little study. Just kind of get the basics in there. Try to get a quick likeness. I think it's already looking like him. It's got great features. So normally I'd be listening to some music or maybe a podcast or something, but since they're all picky about that kind of stuff, can't really do that. When I'm sketching like this, just trying to get the basic likeness down, I don't really like to zoom in, and I don't really, I don't want to focus on any details or anything like that. So I try to keep it real simple at first. Just try to look at the shapes and try to put down some of the anatomy, but I'm not really trying to go for any details or anything like that. It can be really easy to get caught up with that, so I'm just trying to play with some of the expression maybe and some of the shapes and that sort of a thing. It can be really easy to start wanting to detail and that sort of a thing, but I try to stay away from that because that's what painting's for. He's got a great face though, with great expression. I love the wrinkles on his forehead. It really looks like a pug or uh, English bulldog or something like that, a French bulldog. So who's watching here? Where's everybody from? What's going on? There's 3 viewers. So 3 people are checking this out. That's kind of cool. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but I'm supposed to be working on something else actually. I have just for those of you who are watching this, I recently shared a painting I finished of Humphrey Bogart, and I'm going to be sharing that soon, a step-by-step tutorial. So I've been working on that, but the problem is I need a quiet in my house in order to record the vocals, and it's been crazy around here. Right now is actually a perfect time because my little kids are taking naps, and this is one of the things I needed to figure out today, so that's why I'm working on this. There's like nice lashes here. Alright. Argentina. Awesome. I've never been to Argentina. I'd like to visit one of those days. One of these days. One of those days. Cry for me, Argentina. There's a lot of nice character in his face, and a lot of nice shadows that are kind of forming the shapes here. A lot of fun to kind of exaggerate those shadows a little bit too. Kind of draws itself that way. From India, oh hey, I know you, Ramanjit. Hi from Italy, Patrick. That's awesome. So far, no Americans. That's the way to do it. Stupid Americans, right? But yeah, this is interesting. Never. This is a interesting experiment. I am really anybody that knows me knows I am terrible at anything having to do with technology. And I downloaded this program that does this, and it took me forever to figure it out. So I feel very happy that I finally figured it out. Uh, but this actually works out great because I have another monitor right here, so I can look and see. Um, Thank you for your course in schools. Helped. Oh, that's awesome. My pleasure, man. I'm happy that you enjoyed it. Like I said before, like I'm just doing a really quick kind of sketch here where I'm just focused on basic shapes. I'm not really trying to get any details, and it can be really easy to fall into that. So I'm just going to use, like right now my brush is size 40, and I'm not really going to change it. I'm not going to make it smaller, and I'm not going to zoom in. I'm just going to keep it at this size, and that way I can focus just on the main idea here. It's just fun exercise, just sketching for fun. Did anybody see Kanye's video recently where he started crying and stuff? It was funny. Oh, hey. Um, I see. I see what you're saying. It's a big surprise. You should announce on Instagram first. I will in the future. Um, this is literally just a test. I'm gonna do more of these. Um, and maybe I'll refine this sketch later and do this. We'll see. Like right now, it's just an experiment, and I've never really done this before, so not quite sure if it's even. Well, I mean, you guys said it's working, and it seems like it's working. So, um, I'm just playing around right now. But yeah, that's probably a good idea to make an announcement first. Um, but yeah, for the Lightbox thing, I'll make a lot of announcements. For that one, I'm going to do a painting um, from a sketch that I already have, and I'm going to have the sketch available so people can download the sketch and paint along with me. And I think I'm going to use like a limited palette and talk about my preferred palettes that I like to work with when I paint in color. The Lightbox thing is going to be cool. It's going to be a virtual online convention where you can go and you can, just like a normal convention where you can go and see artist booths, you're going to be able to go to booths. You'll be able to go to mine and you'll be able to see I have online tutorials available, videos that I'm going to have brand new videos that no one's seen yet. Those are going to be available. I'm going to have prints available and all kinds of fun things like that. So it's going to be really cool. There's going to be a lot of cool things from a lot of artists, and it should be interesting. And I will be doing a live demo, I think on Saturday the 12th, I believe is when my demo is. So that should be fun. And let's see, what else? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool things. We're living in a really strange time right now, so this is like an experiment. I think the online convention thing, so it'll be really cool. And like I said, I did a Humphrey Bogart painting, um, a value painting and study, and that's going to be just got a message. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, I'm doing the demo, or having the demo available for Humphrey Bogart, the painting, and then I'm also going to be working on a fun Rick Moranis Spaceballs painting. I thought that would be a lot of fun. I really like that movie a lot, and because it's a convention, I thought it'd be fun to do something more like convention-like. So I'm going to be doing like a color painting, so that should be available soon too, a tutorial. It'll be available on my Gumroad page, by the way. So, let's see, any questions or anything? Cool. Um, so yeah, other than that, things are, you know, are what they are right now. It's a weird time for everybody, and I hope everybody's doing okay. That's good. Yeah, it's one of those weird times I think that we all can relate with right now, where it just seems like everything's falling apart. But you know, I basically try to keep as positive as possible, especially for my kids. It's a weird time for everybody, but so Kanye has got these crazy lips, man. And like I said, I'm gonna refine this sketch probably later. So for now, I'm just gonna try to put down, the kind of shapes I'm seeing here. I'll probably go in and tighten this, because there's a lot that I would like to play with this mouth here. So I might try to push it a little bit further. But first, I just want to get it down. Hey, hello from Israel. Bath 509. But yeah, and like I said, for those who are just kind of joining in, I'm just kind of testing this. I've never really done this before, and I'm just kind of playing with a rough sketch idea. And for these kind of rough ideas, I'm not going to do any zooming in or anything. It's just going to be a from a distance type sketch. So no real details, just kind of getting the information down, that sort of a thing. So actually, I might want to make this a little bit bigger here, space here, but we'll see. For something like this, like Kanye's mouth and his expression, um, this is definitely something that I will come back to and push a little bit more. I think um, right now it's a little bit crude. Usually, I like to just kind of block in like my first feeling, and then kind of go back, push things a little bit more. Sometimes sketching is more like sculpting, if that makes sense. Let's get this funny little goatee. Yeah, what a great face. Are you doing a podcast with Kevin again? Yes, Kevin Nealon. Yes, we're doing a podcast next week. We're doing one, so that should be fun. Um, and we're gonna do some really cool things. We're gonna share art that we like, and we're gonna have a discussion about the kind of art that we like, uh, paintings that we like, and that sort of a thing. So it should be pretty cool. Um, so do you start directly with the right idea, or do you sketch first just to find the right exaggeration? That just depends. Like right now, I'm just kind of playing around. I might, I'm not going to take this sketch too seriously right now. And what I mean by that is I'm just going for a basic likeness right now, and it's just like a rough sketch. If I like what I have, I might take it to the next level and push it a little bit further, change some things, um, and yeah, I mean, it all depends. Like I want to try to push this his overall head shape a little bit more too. Um, right now, like the main objective of what I'm doing right now is just testing out this whole thing, and I wasn't really planning on doing like a full on sketch. Um, I don't know what that weird noise was that I just heard. That was strange. Anyways, so yeah, I might do something a little bit more with this later. Right now, like I said, I'm just trying to play with some of the ideas here. Like I like the general idea of this one, but you know, it's very basic. The um, I might want to try to push it even further than this. Actually, I think I do want to push it more, but we'll see. Like right now, like the mouth and the eyes are sort of generic. Like I'm not really. I'm just doing a basic idea of what they feel like. I'm not, trying to get them 100% just yet. I'm actually spending more time on this than I was thinking I was going to. But he's got a really fun face, and I'm not sure yet if I like how I've placed some of the features. So, but yeah, sometimes uh, I'll do a really quick doodle, like light doodle, and it'll be perfect the way exactly how I was envisioning it. And then other times it's like it's kind of there, but not 100% how I was seeing it in my mind. So I think one thing that I like to do is just commit to, like something I feel in my mind before I started drawing, like this overall shape. I was kind of feeling it, and so I'm gonna kind of commit to finishing this idea, and then from that, you can kind of do quick sketches after that, thumbnails if you want. See if you can push it further, or take this to another place. There's nothing set in stone. If I had to do a Kanye for like a publication, I would probably do like a rough like this, and maybe a couple other small versions, and send them to the art director and see what he thinks or what she thinks. And but I wouldn't get more detailed than this until I hear back from them. Just depends. But I'm having fun with this. Like you could really push these cheeks like crazy. So that's something I'm considering. So, and tomorrow, I will be doing. See, actually, I'm gonna I'm gonna change this. I want to push this more. I want to give that upper lip a lot more space. Push this down. But tomorrow I'm going to be talking with an awesome wildlife artist from Canada, Dennis Mayer Jr. He's going to be on my podcast, and he's awesome. Um, really, really cool work. Super photorealistic. Um, really amazing charcoal drawings as well. So that's going to be cool to talk to him. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's another thing I'm trying to figure out when I'm working on this right now is I feel like I don't know if I like the forehead, you know? Like I might want to compress that down more. So that's something I might play with as well. So yeah, I might want to try to play with like what would it look like if I do so if I did a new like what would it be like if I made his forehead come down like this instead. So I want to try to play with the weight a little bit. What happens if I push the jaw up more? I'll push this weight down more. So that's a possibility. Pushing that shape. Yeah, I'm not sure. Something in between that, I think. Like maybe something more wider up here. So this is what I meant before by sculpting. Kind of, it's sort of like pushing shapes around and seeing if it works. You know, not being completely married to an idea, or you can not, you can kind of play with it a little bit more and just see if it works better if you push the form and the shape. And so I think that's kind of how I'm feeling with this one is I think that these shapes can be pushed a lot more. So I like this. I like this a lot more than that original idea. But it's one of those things where you don't have to feel too committed to it right away. Keep playing with it. Like I might want to play with the mouth too. Like maybe it should be a little bit bigger. Um, Definitely want to push the expression on the mouth a little bit more as well. Maybe that hairline can come down to maybe more like this. So I like it pushed more like this for sure. Let's see. Hey, hey, Jason Farmer. What gives you motivation to sketch or paint when you're tired and exhausted? Paying the bills. That's all the motivation. I've got like a 3-year old and a 17-year old and a 13-year old and a 2-month old. All girls. And they're awesome. But that's all the motivation I need, you know? So, like I said, this isn't really for anything what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to figure out this live stream thing because I've got a thing coming up soon where I need to be able to do it. So I'm kind of just playing with um, or practicing, I should say. But I might take the sketch further because I'm having fun with it. And I've got to go in a little bit because I have to work on some other things. But um, yeah, I didn't know I was going to be sketching this. So this is a very spontaneous kind of sketch right now. But what I'm trying to do really when I'm sketching, like you can see, I keep going over um, back and forth over certain things. I'm trying to really just the overall thing is I want to capture his a feeling, not just a likeness, but a feeling, and I want it to be funny, um, but also really capture the likeness. And right now, it's okay. It's coming along. It's okay, but it could be a lot better. So I'm just gonna probably play with it just a little bit more to see if if it's something that I want to do a little bit more seriously, if that makes sense. Let's see. Put this down. A tip for a beginner like me when I can't find the right exaggeration in a subject because the face is average and doesn't have strong particular signs. Oh, you're asking if I have a tip for that. Um, well, I mean, really, the truth is I think it really comes down to like, are you using the best reference that you can? Um, and I wonder if this could be pushed more. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking at the same time here. Thinking is dangerous. Um, I think that finding the best references is really key, but then also um, doing a lot of thumbnail sketches, quick studies. Like this is, I've been kind of spending, you know, this is definitely more than a thumbnail sketch at this point. This is me just kind of pushing things around now. But I definitely think that thumbnail sketches is a good way. Give yourself some light and quick practices. Just pushing shapes and exploring possibility. I think that can be really helpful. Just got a shadow coming out like this. Let's cover that. I mean, and the other thing is you just got to keep doing it. You got to draw all the time. You know, um, it's not going to be something that just happens. And as far as exaggeration, that I think that's a personal, subjective type thing. I mean, it can be different for every person, but I think you really just got to look at your subject and study them and find out what about them uh, is interesting to you. What's catching your eyes? Why did you want to draw them in the first place? Just really just think about the shapes and the structure, and then have fun pushing them. Like this right now, like I said, it's kind of an experiment. I'm just playing around, but I want to try to push some of these shapes a little bit more. I think I might play with the placement of this, his lips here. Um, how do you usually get likeness if not copying two-dimensional shapes? Huh. I'm not 100% sure I know exactly what you mean, Marcos. Um, I don't really don't know. I'm sorry. I don't really don't understand that question. Um, exactly. Um, Dave, you said great sketch. Do you have any preferred Photoshop brushes that you use? Right now, I'm just using a soft round brush, um, and I'm and thank you by the way. I'm not really interested in getting detailed right now, so I'm just kind of playing with shape and pushing things around a little bit. Um, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't really planning on drawing this today, so this is kind of just a fun little uh, doodle. I'm not really zooming in much. That's why I'm keeping it small, because I don't really know. And I don't want to get too detailed with it. That's why if I zoom in too much, then I start to worry about details, and I don't want to do that. Um, Thank you, Munya, and Patrick. Dope work. Do you find any clients that don't get caricatures of them, and your caricature interpretation is offensive? Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten to do very much caricature lately for clients, because people are too afraid to use caricature a lot of the times. Um, People are way too sensitive right now. It's kind of ridiculous. Caricature is a perfectly awesome and fine way to capture someone's character and personality, and it doesn't have to be something that people consider mean. Like, I don't consider this mean at all, but someone might look at this and think I'm being mean. Um, someone might look at this and think I'm being racist. People are just so crazy right now about things, and it couldn't be further from the truth. This is merely my impression of a person. I'm trying to just understand their features and have fun with it at the same time. Um, of course, there are instances with caricature where the objective is to try to be mean. Like if I was doing a caricature of Donald Trump, for example, for a publication, and they're talking about something negative about him, or I mean, why wouldn't they be? It seems like that's the norm. Most likely, it's going to be sort of a meaner or funnier caricature. But as far as clients, um, it really depends on the publication. Like, some publications are not they're not interested in a lot of exaggeration. They want a likeness immediately, and that's basically all that they're really concerned about. You know. Um, so I kind of like this sketch now. I should save it, but there's things I can do to play with. I can like resketch this if I want, or one thing that I've done, um, is I'm making another copy of it here and turn the one copy off, and now maybe what happens if I just play with this a little bit here. Like, let's copy that and delete it. I don't know if I like that or not, but what I'm doing is kind of just trying to play with this a little bit to see if I like that positioning. I don't really like that. maybe up a little bit more. Because I mean, I like that his nose is his lip is pretty close there. So let me just turn that off and look at back what I had. Yeah, I kind of like that, but let's see. Let's try this again. So like yeah, like I said, this is just kind of experimenting a little bit. Like what if I just make this a little bit bigger? So that's a possibility. Thank you, Dave. And oh, flip the drawing. Yeah, that's a good thing too. It's always good to kind of flip an image to see how it feels, but I'm not really as concerned about that right now. It works pretty well for me. But like, for example, one thing I can see here is I might want to push that nostril out more. Maybe push this nostril out more too. But so there's different possibilities of what I can do with this. I kind of like how this is feeling now. Like I think it's a pretty fun sketch. One thing I can do is I can lighten it and start drawing on top again on a new layer, or I can just do something more like this. I'm gonna go a little bit darker. I'm not gonna go full to black here, but so you can see when I zoom in how loose it actually is. It's not very detailed here. But now if I want to start detailing this a little bit more, I would slow down, try to capture these features just a little bit more carefully. Hey Scott. So yeah, this is kind of fun. I've never really done a stream like this. I mean, I did one on Facebook once, which is kind of interesting. It's usually very spontaneous, but maybe one of these days I can like, if I have some time, I can kind of let people know ahead of time and then sort of give people a heads up, I guess. So as you can see, like if I'm starting to kind of come in here and I want to actually like this drawing, I want to take to the next level. Now is the part where I would slow down and really look at these features, because now I want to draw his eye like 100%. And so right now I'm just looking at the shapes and the different slight angles and turns, and like how the bottom of his lid kind of it kind of comes past like this and up. And it actually comes really close to the bottom of the eye, but I think I want to have a little bit of white under there, just a little bit. Just adds a little character. But it's good practice. To be honest, I haven't gotten to do much sketching lately. Been a little bit busy with stuff, and so I feel a little rusty. But it's fun. It's good practice. Got these nice big lashes here. What time is it? Okay. Yeah, I gotta get going on a little bit, I think, but so like right now, like if I want to do a painting of this, I guess what I'm gonna do, because I kind of like this. I think what I want to do um, is just kind of define the sketch enough so that things are the features are a little bit more accurate. Because right now they're sort of off. The mouth isn't like really how I wanted, and that sort of thing. So right now, I think what I would do in this stage is just kind of define things a little bit more, so that when I go to paint, the features are pretty much where I want them, how I want them. Actually, I want this to be further like this. And 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 the thing is if I'm going to paint this, then that means I don't really need to detail very much, or too much, I should say, because I'm going to be painting it anyway. So it's kind of pointless. It's kind of like, why would you do it everything twice? So that's why at this stage it's okay just to kind of keep it somewhat basic. And I'm not sure about any of you who are artists, but um, unless like I'm being paid to do like a final drawing, like they want like a really nice drawing, I tend to not get super tight with my drawings, or I tend to change things a lot when I paint. So there might be things that are slightly off when in the sketch, but that's totally fine, because when I start to paint, I'm just gonna adjust that. And I do a lot of my more, I guess you would say, like accurate um, changes, like fixes, while I'm painting. It's quicker to work with large brushstrokes than small little pencil lines. So that's how I tend to do it. And so in a sketch stage like this, I'll just keep it simple like this. And you can zoom back to see it's starting to come together. And let's see. How often do you start with something that you weren't serious about and then you like it and then save it? Just okay, just like you did now. Also, how do you know when to stop on a sketch? How often do I do that? Not too often. I mean, to be honest, I try to sketch as much as I can, uh, and there's a lot of sketches I start that I don't finish. I just I just sketch just to keep practicing and get my rhythm and my feeling. Like I said, I haven't had much personal time lately. I have a new baby in the house, and um, I've had a lot of kind of weird jobs lately, so I've been kind of busy. But I overall I try to sketch as much as I can. It's one of my favorite things is just drawing. This is more of a spontaneous thing, as I said, because I'm trying to test out this whole streaming thing that I've never done before. Um, and how do I know when to stop a sketch? Well, with this one, um, I might try to paint this one. We'll see. Uh, and so I just want to get the sketch to a point where it's everything's placed where I want enough to sketch. So I don't really. It doesn't need to be super detailed. I don't plan on doing like a super refined drawing. You know. Um, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm reading what you said, Scott. Hokey. You followed my blog 10 years ago. That's awesome. And thanks, Victor. Maybe I will. We'll see. Like it's kind of fun to sketch, but it's a little bit weird sketching when people are watching. It's a little bit strange. But but yeah. So, anyways, you know, it's I plan on doing things like this more, just to kind of hang out and talk with other artists and that sort of thing. That's kind of cool. But we'll see how it goes. This is kind of an experiment. And like right now, like the nose, I don't want to get too detailed. I think I want to work on some of the, the the anatomy in the nose is a little wonky right now, so I'm not going to get too detailed with that. And I want to zoom back again when I go to sketch or to define the nose, because I don't want to be too close to it. I want to be able to look back and see it from a distance. But I'm looking at this overall shape here. Like there's like the shape of the shadows that's really nice. And so if I can kind of define that a little bit before I zoom back out. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I like that nostril like that yet either. So that's what I mean about waiting. Like I might want to zoom that out a little bit more. But let's see. Victor said, I've struggled quite a bit with what I realized recently is super common and called imposter syndrome complex. Is this something you've been struggling with, and how do you deal with it? I'm not sure what that means, imposter syndrome complex. Um, yes, I agree with you, Scott. It helps to slow down for sure. But yeah, I'm not sure what your question means, Victor. Imposter. Are you saying I'm an imposter? What are you talking about, dude? Sebastian. Sebastian. So yeah, so I'm just basically kind of putting down um, some bait. Like if I want to actually do a painting of this, these are just, I guess, sloppy guidelines. Hey, that'd be a good title for someone's blog. Sloppy guidelines. It's about the way it is. Anyways. So what's up, Sebastian Martin? Let's see, last one I promise. Can you invite us to the painting session as a live stream? Um, do you mean when I do the stuff for Lightbox? I will. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not sure exactly how that works. Um, but I think everyone will be able to watch that. I'm not 100% to be honest. I have to wait to find out, but um, I will be inviting people, so. Hey, Victor, I'm still waiting to hear what you're talking about. Imposter syndrome complex. Sounds like a terrible punk band. There's like this, like a lot of like of the anatomy. Like for example, the shadows up here. This is just creases because of the eyeball. I might just do some suggestions right here like that, just to show. So when I go to paint on top, it'll just be like guidelines, basically. Oh, Scott Jones. I think imposter syndrome is when artists find some success, but they feel they are not worthy, self-doubt, etc. Man, I don't know what to say. Um, being an artist is really hard, I think. Especially, you know, right now it's really challenging with everything going on. And it's easy to get down on yourself for sure. And I don't know if he's asking if I struggle with that, um, but I always have self doubt all the time about all kinds of stuff. But what I do is all I know how to do, so I don't really have a choice. And so I, you know, pick myself up by the bootstraps, as they say, and I just go for it. You know, what else am I supposed to do? You know, it's just, but it's never easy for sure. Like being an artist is never uh, an easy choice. It's a great choice. It's a fun choice. Um, but it can be very stressful. I mean, even like when I'm doing jobs that are like big jobs, like Time Magazine type stuff, um, there's no lack of stress. I mean, it's still stressful. It's still scary, and it's exciting. You know, when you get a really nice job, it's exciting. But at the same time, it's almost more stressful. And then then you have to think about the reality of being paid on time, and that's something that even when you do work for like huge magazines and publications or advertisements or whatever it is, you might have done the work, which is great, and it's great that they asked you to do it, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying those are all great, but then you have to deal with the fact that you might not get paid for months, and that sucks. So there's that part of reality as well. So I'm gonna try to tighten up this eye real quick, and then I might call her done for now just because I got other stuff I got to do. Munya, you were asking if I can invite you into the painting session for this piece. Oh, if I paint this, if I, yeah, I'll let people know. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes, I will let people know. Um, at this point, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it as a practice, a warm-up piece. And but see, the thing is I can send an invite and like let people know maybe on Instagram or something like that. But I can tell you right now, it'll probably be spontaneous. Um, I don't. I mean, it depends. It really depends on my schedule and stuff like that. Such pretty eyes. No problem, Scott. To be honest, I feel kind of like, what am I even talking about? So if you're enjoying it, that's cool. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I feel very tired. Um, and again, this was not something I really planned on doing. So, but I'm having fun. It's really fun to be able to sketch. I'm supposed to be doing something else right now, so I kind of feel like I'm being a little naughty. Um, Rude question. How much do you approximately get for instance time covers? Does it pay a month rent? Well, Martin, to be honest, I don't want to talk about, you know, how much money I make for something like that. I mean, I don't know if time wants that out, but I'll just say for a time cover, it'll pay a month's rent and then a little bit. I'll have a little extra. But if I do a cover for time, I basically I should look this way. That's where the camera is. What am I doing? Basically, um, let's see. It could take a couple months to get paid. So I'm not going to be making my rent that month with that job, if that makes sense. Um, like when I did the Pope cover for Time magazine, I was so excited. It was my first cover for Time, and I was having a really rough time financially, and it was weird. It was a very surreal experience because so many people had seen that painting, and I was being interviewed, and I was all over the news, and I'm just like, man, I really want to pay my rent. So that was a really surreal situation because um, I didn't I didn't really have the money to pay rent. Um, it was a rough one, but I ended up, of course, getting paid by them, but it took a while, and that's kind of the way it goes. I mean, there's a lot of I typically do as many jobs as possible, and then that way there's some check coming. Event, I did a job a couple weeks ago for what's it called, watching an examiner, and I'm waiting to get paid for that one still, and so hopefully that one comes in any one of these days. Hopefully today. So yeah, you just basically take on as many jobs as possible because you don't really know exactly. Um, some clients pay half up front. Some clients pay really quick. Some take forever. Some you have to chase down. Um, Kind of sucks sometimes. That's the part about this that I hate. Is that part is very stressful, and you know, not the easiest. And I'm one of these people that I hate bills. I hate even thinking about them. They stress me out. I hate all that kind of stuff. So my wife deals with those kind of things, and I just try to do the jobs as much as I can, and um, she helps out a lot with that. Um, Jason, I'm not sure about you, but I just finished homeschooling my kids to do COVID. Homeschooling my kids to do COVID. Are you facing the same challenges? Oh, I see what you're saying. Due to COVID, I think is what you meant. Okay. Um, yes, but I'm lucky because my oldest is a junior in high school, and she basically does everything herself. And my 14 or 13-year old, same thing. She's already doing online stuff, so I don't have to do too much. Trying to get my 3-year old into preschool, so that might be challenging. But my wife is going to be doing most of that kind of stuff. Um, but I mean, there's other challenges, like right now with the COVID stuff with kids and just trying to like keep them entertained and all that kind of fun stuff. So this eye is a little wonky. What am I doing? One thing I realize when I'm talking is I'm not really paying attention as much to my drawing. Um, it's just my fault, being silly. Um, let's see. Hey from Turkey, Mustafa. Hello, Serene and Scott. Victor says, "Are most of your clients in the U.S.? Any tips on getting noticed or finding new clients?" Um, oh, I agree, Scott. um, um, a lot of my clients are in the U.S., but I've worked with plenty of clients outside. A few different British papers, New Statesman, and stuff like that, and I've done Der Spiegel a handful of times. Um, there's a few others. There's um, I think I did something for a South African paper or something one time. I don't know. But any advice on how to get noticed? It's just got to be about the work, you know. Build up a strong portfolio. Like I do a lot of like realistic type portrait work, and so that seems to be doing a lot more work these days than caricature. But I basically try to build up a strong portfolio with my caricature and my portfolio or my portrait type work, and then from there I just hope that people see it. I send out my work to different clients. I send letters every once in a while to clients that I've had before to, remind them um, that I still exist. There's clients that I love working with that I haven't worked with for a while, and so I'll send them little reminders that I'm still here, and still interested. And it's kind of disheartening, sometimes it's like, gosh, I haven't worked with, like, Rolling Stone magazine, for example. I haven't worked with them for a while, and it's kind of a bummer. I really like working for them, so I don't know why that is. Everything I've done, I think I've done a good job. But that's one of the things that you have to deal with, and I think every artist really does. And then every once in a while, you hear from them, and like, they want you to do something last minute when you're about to go on vacation with your family, and you're like, ah, oh, great. So that's basically what ends up happening. I find, anyways. Um, and let's see, what was the other part of the question? Oh, this reminds me of something else. One thing that I would suggest. I'm gonna pull this eyebrow way down. One thing I would suggest for clients and getting people's attention is making sure that you submit your work to like Society of Illustrators, Communication Arts, American Illustration is a good one, and you don't have to be American to do it. You can be from anywhere. Um, but basically, find online competitions and enter your work in those. That's always a good thing. If you got your work in those kind of publications and books and competitions, art directors really well. A lot of them, art directors end up getting the books themselves. So, or they end up going to the shows and that sort of a thing. Um, Another thing you can do is, and this is not something that everyone can do, but if you can go to like New York, if you can go to where these publications in different places are and meet in person with your work, that's always a helpful. I mean, it's always been good for me. Basically every single time I've ever gone in person, I've gotten some kind of work. But that's not easy to do. I mean, I haven't done that for a while. And right now, obviously, traveling is not something that we're really doing for obvious reasons. So, but it helps to enter competitions. And actually, I am going to be judging Society of Illustrators West this year, along with Drew Struzan and Mike Mignola, creator of Hellboy, um, CF Payne, and I'm blanking on some of the other names right now, but I'm really honored to be a part of that. But that's going to be coming up, and so if you enter um, some really good work, you could get chosen to be in that show, and that's really good because a lot of art directors will end up seeing the work in that show, and you know it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to try to get into those shows because a lot of people will see your work that wouldn't have seen your work before that. So. Um, how important was networking in your career? Do you have any advice for introverts who struggle to communicate with potential clients, etc.? Let's see. Hold on one second. I want to lighten this a little bit more. Well, I think networking is really important. Um, I mean, really, what's important is doing quality work, and then when you get a job to deliver on time, to deliver high quality work, you know, and then you want to make a really good impression on the art director and the staff. You want to, that's really the most important. Um, and then you want to keep in touch with them. You want to, like, I try to keep in touch with most people I work with, and but as far as social, like, I guess networking and that sort of a thing. Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess what I would say is to have like a strong online presence with your work, and that way, if you're constant and consistent with your work, that you're doing high quality, you're gonna have a better chance of people remembering you. Um, I always, I've always felt like no matter what I do, I try to do the best I can and try not to worry too much about other people, what they're doing. Maybe be inspired, but try to push myself to do better than whatever I did last time. Um, you know, like don't just post things online just for the sake of posting things online. Like really try to push yourself. I think that can be really important as well. Um, Let me save this. So I think this is actually coming along now. Um, it's cool. So like I said, I can't do this too much longer. But I find myself wanting to. Um, Let me just look at this nose a little bit more here. Let's see. I'm surprised that the house is actually quiet right now. But yeah, I have a painting demo tutorial that I'm going to have available very soon on my Gumroad channel, which by the way is www.gumroad.com/Jason Seiler. So I have videos available there. So this new video I'm working on is going to be my Humphrey Bogart painting that I just finished recently, and I did the entire thing on my iPad Pro using Procreate. And so I thought it would be cool to have a couple of new videos available for the Lightbox thing I'm going to be doing. And that one's a study on values and a study on soft and light, in capturing the light, basically the form of the human anatomy and structure and that sort of stuff. But it's also about soft edges and atmosphere. That's a lot of what I was trying to capture in it. Excuse me, is trying to capture the feeling and the mood of that particular scene. So that's going to be available soon, and I think it's going to be like an hour and 25 minutes or something like that, maybe a little longer. I'm still editing it and everything right now. This test video is full of info. You're welcome. That's funny. Well, I'm glad that you like it. Um, let's see. I just feel like even though I just kind of started this sketch randomly, or not randomly, but I wasn't really planning on doing too much, but it kind of feels like a baby now, and I gotta nurture it. It's not ready. It's not ready yet. I have to make it feel a little bit more finished. I just realized that sounds so weird, but it's the truth. So this this nose is a lot of fun. I'm trying to capture that just right. Yeah, it's weird. Like what I was saying earlier about people being so extra sensitive these days about things, and I can understand. Like tension is up. It's been a crazy, crazy 2020 is like 2020 is psycho. It's a crazy time, but people have written me and called me a bully, and you know because of for doing caricature and stuff like that. It's crazy, and to be honest, it really annoys me because I was bullied. Like I was seriously bullied in school. I was beat up a few times. I was peed on. I was spit on. I was shoved to the ground multiple times. My knees got ripped open. My jeans and my were all bloody and everything like that. So like I was bullied. I know what bullying is, and but I hate being categorized in that same thing because I'm doing a caricature. It's not the same thing, and it's people that are just ignorant and don't understand um, what anything of what they're talking about. And I mean, I would hate like if someone actually felt like I was really bullying someone, I would want to change that about myself immediately because I never want someone to feel that way. So I just think it's frustrating that that's actually something that people. It's like it almost seems like right now everyone's eager to jump on everybody about everything, and you know, you're this, you're that. People need to chill out. You know, that's awesome. That the Napoleon Dynamite. Um, and Victor, do people really get angry and pissed off about your caricatures? Yes, they have. Um, but like it, what I'm talking about most recently though is just like people that are just so they just want to be upset about everything. Like everything pisses them off, and you just it's like, dude, take a chill pill, man. It's just annoying. So I don't really take it to heart. I just more just feel like annoyed about it because they just don't understand. They don't understand the art form. They don't get what the point of it is. Um, I just thinking of it this way. Like, think about caricature type work. It's it's just like it can be done in so many different ways. Um, like Sebastian Martin that commented a little bit ago. He's got a really awesome, like really expressive, abstract sort of. I don't even know how you would explain the style exactly, but there's no like one way to do it. But caricature is really cool because it's I think it's more accurate than a portrait in a lot of ways. It's really capturing the essence and the feeling of somebody. And if you just think it's bullying, then you don't know what you're talking about. You're being a little bit too sensitive about it, and perhaps need to you know just relax a little bit. It's okay. I did one time, not that long ago. I did a caricature. Gosh, I think it was Nancy Pelosi. I think it was. And I was told that it was mean. Like, you're so mean. It's just funny because I just made it. It wasn't even that exaggerated. It looked pretty much how she looked. You know. So people just need to chill out. Chill out, bro. I mean, there are definitely caricatures that are mean, though, for sure. And that's the point. So it just. I mean, I guess I can see why people feel that way to an extent. But like for example, this is like really tame. Like this is not that. This is basically a portrait. So if someone had a problem with this, I'd just laugh at them. It's like you don't even know. I still feel like I might push these nostrils more out to here more. I'm not sure though. Ever have a fun confrontation or someone famous do painted like Obama, Trump, the Pope? Mm-hmm. I'm on a live thing right now. What's up? Yeah, of course. Okay, you need me to drop you off? Yeah, no problem. Mm-hmm. Um, what was I saying? Oh, have anyone? So, are you asking if I've had any confrontations with someone famous? Um, Not really. I mean, sort of. Like Steven Tyler got pissed at me, which was ridiculous. And I wasn't. They weren't. the The painting I did wasn't allowed to be used or shown. And if they'd use it, they were. Steven Tyler was going to sue Adobe or not let them use the music for their commercial. So that was kind of ridiculous. Um, and again, I wasn't a mean caricature. It looked just like him. So um, I I heard that Donald Trump was pissed about one of my caricatures years ago. Something I did like a 2010 or 11 um, cover. I he was and on the cover he's being he's tied to his building and being burned to the stake at his own building. So I can see why he was a little pissed. Uh, Someone that knew his daughter said that she said that he was not happy about it. But I think that's pretty funny. Like I don't whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Get over it. That was a while ago. So I gotta say though, like whenever I get to do stuff like that, I know that Donald Trump is gonna see something. Like if it's a cover, I know he's gonna see it, and so same with Obama. Like I painted Obama so many times. It's kind of a thrill knowing he's gonna see the the painting. So it's kind of a rush while you're working on it, you know. But I haven't really heard from them, you know. But yeah, Steven Tyler was not happy. But he's so lame though because like um, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry, my pen is being weird. Where is it? Okay. Um, Steven Tyler is lame though because it wasn't even like a weird caricature of him. It was a nice one, I thought. You know, he's just being extreme. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Martin. Let's see. Thanks, Munya. I love drawing Donald Trump. It's funny, like people can't stand Donald Trump, and I get it. But what's funny is whenever I draw him, people are like, "Aren't you sick of drawing him? How can you look at his face?" And it's like, well, because I'm not an immature person. I mean, I might act like it sometimes, and I'm goofy and stuff like that. But grow up, man. Like, it's just first of all, it's my job. Like, if I'm drawing Donald Trump, it's usually because I'm being paid to do it. Um, but even if I'm not, I do caricature art. and I'm into comedy and stuff like that. And Donald Trump is hilarious. He's got a great face to draw. He's a lot of fun to draw. So people need to, again, chill out. I don't get it. I think Donald Trump's a lot of fun to draw. I enjoy drawing him. I'm not a fan of him as a person, but that does. I don't have to be a fan of someone to have fun drawing them. That's one of the silliest things. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Kanye. Like, I think he's a talented artist, but I think he's also a bit kooky, a little weird. But who cares? He's a person. He's an artist. We're all weird. But it's like, people probably will say, "Why did you draw Kanye?" It's like, pfft, this has got a fun face to draw. That's why. Um, Steven Tyler on the Joe Rogan podcast was pretty underwhelming. I think I did see that one. Yeah. It's a good job the Rolling Stones aren't vain. That's true. Yes. Uh, oh, and thank you, Ramanjit. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the Rolling Stones. Yeah, those guys have been drawn, of course, most famously by Sebastian over and over and over and over and over again. Um, but yeah, I've drawn them a couple times. But there are certain people that I don't really want to draw, mostly because they've been drawn so many times that it's like it kind of feels like weird. Like the Rolling Stones. Like, how can you draw the Rolling Stones without thinking about Sebastian Kruger? Like, he kind of ruined it for everybody. It's like, dude, how many times do you have to fucking draw them? It's ridiculous. I love Sebastian's work, though. He's an awesome artist. I'm supposed to have Sebastian on the podcast. I've been talking with his manager for quite a while, and um, I'm just waiting, I guess, and we'll see. But yeah, suppose I'll have Sebastian on the podcast soon, and that will be really cool. But yeah, I've been a fan of his work for a long time. He's very talented, obviously. But yeah, he definitely ruined the Rolling Stones for everybody as far as drawing. There's like a few people. So are you using any custom made bot brushes? No, right now I'm just using a round brush, just a round, soft round brush. That's it. Um, I'm gonna get rid of. I don't need this layer anymore. Um, but some of the people that Sebastian has ruined for caricature, um, I definitely need to push this nostril. Sorry, this nostril needs to go pushed back more. But some of the people that Sebastian have ruined, let's see, Slash. He's drawn Slash so many times. Clint Eastwood. Let's see what other ones. What other ones has Sebastian ruined for everybody? Obviously the Stones. Um, let's see. So see, there's a lot of detail in the lips here. I'm not gonna draw all that stuff. This is just a sketch. So I'm just like, again, trying to block out some of the information here, and if I paint it, that's when I'll do those kind of details. Um, I'm trying to think of other ones that Sebastian kind of has done like a handful of times. He's prolific, man. Gotta give him that. He's like, lately. I don't know if anyone's been following him lately on Instagram, but he's been doing some awesome caricature paintings. It's like he's back in the groove of caricature. He did really awesome Amy Winehouse recently, and what was the other one? He's been doing some cool caricature work recently. Yeah, John Wayne's awesome. Stallone. I really love from the book Stars. I really love that Arnold Schwarzenegger that he did. That one's just awesome. Yeah. guy's pretty damn good. Yeah, I like this. I like this mouth. This is a funny mouth, man. How important do you think hardware is? Is the Wacom screen worth the extra compared to just a tablet? Um, well, let's see. Those two questions, and the second one was, how do you think Photoshop has improved for illustrators over the years? First of all, Photoshop to me it's pretty much the same. Well, for me it is. I don't really do too much different with Photoshop. I pretty much just use the pencil tool, like drawing and painting, the brush, and I don't use tons of layers. Sometimes it just depends on the job. Some jobs I use more, but um, I mean, I'm sure there's things about Photoshop that people really like. I mean, I would say this: there's new brushes that are cool. Like Kyle Webster makes really cool brushes that I like for painting. Um, I really enjoy that. So that's improved. There's I spent years trying to develop brushes myself and ways of making my work feel as traditional as possible when I'm drawing. So that's been really cool that there's new things like that. As far as the other question, how important do you think hardware is? Like Wacom, I personally prefer drawing on a Cintiq, which is what I'm doing right now. I like to be able to draw on the screen, and I think that's important. Um, I used the tablet for years, and there's nothing wrong with the tablet. They work great as well. It's just what you like, I guess, what you prefer. I mean, I would rather use a Cintiq, but if something happened to my Cintiq and I couldn't, they're really expensive. So if I needed to, I would get a tablet and work on that. I don't really enjoy it as much. I think it's a little bit trickier working on a tablet, just because you feel, or I feel anyways, kind of disconnected from the well, it's I'm looking up at a screen, but my hand is on a thing on the below me, and it's not actually on the surface. Like a Cintiq, it's just gonna feel more like more natural, more traditional, like how you draw. Um, so to me, it's like a no-brainer. It's just better that way. But I mean, can you do the same quality of work using a tablet? I think you can. I mean, I did it for years. A lot of I mean, first like 5, 6 years of my illustration career was all with a tablet. I had like a laptop, MacBook Pro, and I just had the tablet, and that's what I did. So it worked. What's up, Kanye? Alright. He's got such a great mouth. Like the shapes and stuff. Kind of want to push that a little bit more, but I don't know. So yeah, if there's anybody out there that is into comedy and thinks they've got a funny joke that could make Kevin Nealon laugh, Kevin is going to be on the podcast next week, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about art that we like, why we like it. We're going to show it, and we're going to talk about comedy. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. And one of the things we're going to do is I'm going to do a new thing called "Can You Make Kevin Laugh?" And I don't know how many I'm going to allow. We'll have to see. Um, if there's too many submissions, then might have to like share some at a different time because I don't know how much time he's going to have yet. But that should be a lot of fun. So if you think you have a funny joke, um, it has to be original. By the way, you don't do anything that we've already heard before. Um, but if you have something, email it to facethetruthpodcast@gmail.com. And maybe your video will be on the podcast. It'll be kind of cool. I think it's going to be a fun time. So let's see. Wrap this up. See, I keep saying I'm gonna stop any minute, but then I just can't because I just want to finish what I started. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's get on with these lips. Okay. Cool. I think I'm kind of getting there with the likeness a little bit more. It's definitely to the point where I can start to paint. 'Cause I don't really need to do any of the other details in order to paint, so I might stop in just a sec here. I gotta get a new chair. This chair makes so much noise. Whew. Kanye. Kanye West. Um, Not a fan of his recent music, I gotta say. Pretty lame, buddy. Um, I like his stuff from like the 2005 2000 between 2005 and 2012 or so. Maybe I don't know, a couple things like I don't know. I don't know all the other year. All I know is the last album he did. Poopy. Poopy, poopy, poopy. Yeah, that just reminded me of that one song he has. Poopy scoop, poopity scoop, or whatever. What the? What are you thinking, Kanye West? I don't know what's going on with that dude. He's super talented though. Poopity scoop, poopity scoop. Hello from Brazil. Wait, hi to Brazil, I should say. Yes, Kanye pre-Trump music was great. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I wonder if it is just a ever since he's been a Trump guy. What's been going on with his music? I don't know, dude. I don't know if it's that. I don't think it's that. I think it's he's just strange. He's a strange dude. He's just very strange. Painting and talking at the same time is hard. I only discovered it recently years. It takes quite a lot of mental bandwidth. Yeah, that's true. It is kind of hard. least talk in a way that makes sense. I mean, I'm sort of used to it because I've been teaching for a while, but it's still kind of hard. Definitely slows, like, I feel like I slow way down, you know. Yo, what's up, Torin? He doesn't look deranged enough. Yeah, I know. That's true. Torin, I I don't want to keep repeating myself to other people, but this is the first time I've really done the stream, and I'm just kind of testing it out because I'm doing a thing for Lightbox soon, and so I just decided to kind of do a sketch just to test out. But I've been on here for like 2 hours already. It's kind of crazy, but I'm having fun. I meant to stop a long time ago, but I couldn't help myself. Started sketching and started having fun. It's been a while since I've actually done any sketching for myself, so how you been, man? Poopity scoop, poopity scoop, poopity whoop, whoopity whoop. Um, yeah, I am enjoying streaming so far. Um, sort of. I mean, it is kind of weird alone in my studio talking to myself, but I mean, I guess I'm talking to people, but it's kind of a weird feeling. This needs to be more round. More round. Yeah, I hear you, Torn. Um, so, what'd you say? Art of Garve? Garve? Um, yeah, I'm planning on doing more streams, I guess. Um, as far as updates on Lightbox, the schedules and stuff are going to be announced very, very soon. I'm going to have basically. I'm going to see if I can make this. I'm going to make this a little bit more round, I think. Let's see. I'm going to have my a wall, or like all the artists are going to have like a wall basically, and I'm going to have new videos for sale, tutorial videos. I'm going to have prints, um, and all kinds of cool things. I'm also going to be doing a live demo. I'm going to be doing a painting of Octavia Spencer based off of a sketch I did a little bit ago. So that'll be kind of fun to do. Um, and there's going to be all kinds of like cool things from other artists. So you're going to definitely want to check it out. I don't know if I like that. I think let me zoom this back out. I think I actually want to cut this in. It's got a real weird, lumpy head. I'm trying to have fun with the shapes here, but poopity scoop, poopity whoop, whoopity scoopity poopity whoop. Oh, Torin, where can I get a schedule? Yeah, it is going to be available. I think on the 24th. Let me check my email for you real quick. Bobby. Sorry, hold on a second. So, registration for Lightbox is going to start at 9 a.m. Pacific time on August 24th. So, August 24th is when all that's going to start happening. Hello, Singapore. All right, so we're getting there with Kanye. I like this right here. This is like this nice round shape here. But see, a lot of this stuff will be just done in the painting stage, so it's I'm not really I shouldn't be wasting my time with it if I'm gonna paint this. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure how I feel about that shape. But like I said, like before or many other times, like an hour ago, if I decide to paint this, a lot of this stuff will change and develop as I paint because the sketch phase is more of just like kind of putting down basic idea, and then a lot of it will no doubt just develop or change later on, you know. So I don't really take too much of what I'm putting down seriously, if that makes sense. Um, just the important bits. But I do like this feeling here. It's funny how I struggle with your name in weird ways every time. Hey man, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not an expert on names. Um, but I try. I try. I struggle with everybody's names though. I get so many names that are for the podcast. I'm like, whoa, what's this name? But I know that can be frustrating. People say my name wrong all the time, so I definitely understand. So I apologize if it's been frustrating. Garav, it is. TJ Veith, what's up? Um, Torin, are you still teaching? Yes, I am still teaching. Um, I have actually this week I have a whole batch of new students, so I'll be teaching, doing some critiques very soon actually for schoolism. And I want to do something new for schoolism with caricature, but trying to figure out what I should be doing, what I should teach exactly, or how I want to do it, if that makes sense. Um, and TJ said, "How much different is your process from sketching to painting in Photoshop versus traditional?" It's not much difference, to be honest. Um, I mean, I really I don't do. I mean, obviously, when you sketch on paper, you don't sketch on a layer above. That's what I do here, and I do that because if I want to move my sketch around, if I want to make it bigger or something, like it's easy to do that. But basically, I'm just drawing on one layer, and I do the same thing for painting, basically. Um, It's not too much different, to be honest. I mean, obviously, you have more advantages when you're doing digital because you can make changes and you can experiment. You can play with things a little bit more, but I don't know. To be honest, I try not to. Um, I try to keep it as similar as possible. And actually, there's information. There's information here that in the reference that are missing. So what I'm gonna do, just real quick, is I'm going to lighten that up a little bit. Just I want to see what that looks like. Okay. I just want it's basically exactly the same on both sides and poopity scoop. Poopity whoopity whoopty whoop. Poopity scoopity whoop. Oh, thanks, Torrin. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, my caricature class is um, still going. I've been doing it since. Gosh, what year did you go, Torrin? What year did you take the course? I think I started in 2006. I think. Is there an advantage of drawing with such thin lines instead of building masses? Uh, it just depends. Like right now, I'm just trying to do. I'm just trying to. I'm still kind of working on the overall like design. Like I'm, if that makes sense. Like I'm not 100% happy with some of the feeling yet, but again, like the big mass shapes and everything, I'm gonna be doing that with brushstrokes at some point. So, and the other thing is, I kind of taught myself how to draw and do cross hatching by using a ballpoint pen, and similar to my guest I had last week, Thierry Coquelet from France. But that's kind of how I um, learned how to draw. So I feel comfortable doing that, and I don't know. It's just I've been drawing kind of like this since I was maybe 10 years old. So for about 30 something years now. So and I'm pretty much a self-taught artist. So some of the things I do might not make sense to some people. I don't know, but this is just how I draw. And again, like I'm not trying to do like a um, flawless cross hatching job. Uh, you know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to kind of capture um, enough information so that when I do a painting, there's enough to play with. You know? Oh, 2009. Okay. Oh, both you guys did. You were in the same class. That's right. Well, the same year, anyways. Uh, yeah. Thanks, Torrin. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you were a hard worker in that class, though, man. You pushed yourself really hard. So I still remember some of the pieces that you did, and I was like, man, this dude's not playing. So it is about how hard you push yourself, but um, you know, but I really enjoy teaching the class though too. Um, so have you been using a Cintiq? Which one? And so I'm drawing on a 27-inch Cintiq, and I like it a lot. And I'm on a Windows. Not preferably. I actually am more of a Mac person, but my my Mac Tower died a few years back, and they're way too expensive. So my friend Grieger told me that he could set me up with um, a PC that will fly spaceships. That's what he said. So far, I haven't flown any spaceships, but it's very powerful. So I like to use that for now, or that's what I've been using. Uh, that's pretty much it. Like I'm terrible with computer stuff. So if you ask me like what kind of software you're using, I could not tell you. I have no idea. I'm really bad. I'm surprised I was able to figure out how to do this live stream, to be honest. Um, so anyway, but yeah, like what Torrin was saying, I do teach an online caricature class at schoolsm.com, and you can take the self-taught or you can take the subscription. I recommend the self-taught because that way I get to look at your work and we can work together. Um, and I'm not 100% happy with this yet. This is so funny. I basically keep working on this drawing, and I might as well at this point, I guess. But let's see, like this. Yeah, I kind of miss working on a Cintiq. There's still things about, or not a Cintiq, a Mac. There's still things about working on this PC where I'm like, what the heck is going on? I don't understand. Um, I'm really bad with computers, and every once in a while I have to call my friends, and, like, please help me. I don't understand what's wrong with my computer. Um, or like if there's like some weird issue, I have to call my friends. I have a few tech savvy friends of mine that know how to do computer stuff. I don't know if I like this shape very much yet, but Yeah, schoolism. I mean, there's if basically any kind of art form you want to learn, there's a class on schoolism, and there's a lot of awesome instructors, and traditional painting to storyboarding to just character design and everything. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of classes available. Um, it's pretty awesome. There's one class that I really want to take, or a few of them by Nathan Fox. I haven't, I don't have the time right now, but I would really like to because he's pretty awesome, man. That guy is. I'd like to take his gouache class. Um, so there's really cool classes available, painting classes and matte painting classes, and I mean just so much. It's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna suggest this ear kind of goes back like that, but then it's shadow. Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure on these jaw shapes yet. I mean, I want to play with. I might want to try to push it a little bit differently, but he's just got such crazy looking jaw that I just wanted to kind of make him a little bit wonky, almost not natural feeling. That's how it feels whenever I see him. I'm like, those his jaws look. He feels like he's got stung by a bee or something. So it's kind of just kind of an impression I was trying to go for. So and and for this kind of stuff, I just like to kind of suggest. Like I'm not gonna do any details for his body, but just kind of suggest a little bit, and I can see just a little bit of that collar coming in, and it kind of comes in like that. Well, one thing I like about how I started this sketch was, um, for those who've been watching from before, I started this sketch with a very light kind of brown, brownish, blacky type. What color was it? It was like a greenish, gray, brownish kind of color. Not with for any reason. I actually just had that automatically. That's what my brush was set to, and I just decided to go with it. Um, but it's really kind of fun because just to kind of sketch with like a lighter. The other thing was is I was at a distance. I didn't zoom in when I was working on the first sketch, first part. So by doing that, I get this nice, almost out of focus, blurry sketch lines, and then these tighter kind of lines on top, and it just has like an interesting feel to it. I personally like the way it looks, sketch wise. Um, it's fun, anyways. I just want to get this a little bit darker in here. Poopity scoop, poopity whoop, poopity whoop, scoop doop. You got poopity scoop, bitty whoop, poopity boop. It's my Kanye song. Let's see. Doesn't Tom Fluharty have a class on schools? No. Yeah, Tom's got a class on Dutch Flemish oil painting, and I think he's got a drawing class. Oh, Kanye was in a car accident once and shattered his jaw. Doctors held it together with iron, and he recorded hit song through the wire while the steel is still in his jaw. Whoa, that's crazy. Is that true? Wow, that makes sense. Wow. Well, there you go. Makes sense. Kanye got hit by a car. That's crazy. His jaw wired like that. Not cool. That's not fun. Kanye. Kanye is a brilliant man. He's brilliant. Very brilliant. He's a brilliant artist. I've always said this. I've always said this from the beginning. Kanye is the best. Okay? He's the best at what he does. A little bit cuckoo, a little bit crazy. But Kanye West, believe me, he's the best. The best. Alright, let's do this. So I ended up basically drawing the whole thing out. That's kind of silly of me. Alright. Actually, how do I want it? Well, there you go, everybody. There's a sketch of Kanye. So maybe I'll do another stream sometime and paint it. We'll see. But let's see if there's any questions before I go. Ha ha ha. No. That Trump is pretty accurate. Doran, let me tell you. Okay. Sorry. See why I asked if you know when to stop. Yeah. You did ask why. I mean, I could have stopped before, but I was having too much fun sketching. So, um, anyways, I should probably get going because I do have some things I got to do, and my daughters are going to be waking up from their nap very soon. So, um, I will be streaming soon. I think on Lightbox. If you're going to be a part of Lightbox, flee. Um, just remember August 24th is when you can sign up for Lightbox, and I'll be doing a live stream. I'm going to be painting Octavia Spencer. She's got a great face. I already did the sketch, and I'm planning on having the sketch available, so you'll be able to download the sketch and then paint along with me. Um, so that should be kind of fun. Um, yeah, so that should be a cool thing. And I think I'm going to be doing that on September the 12th, I think. At 2 p.m. is what I put in the schedule. So I'm not sure if that's 100% the exact time, but I'll definitely be posting about it and stuff. So I'll let people know. Um, so cheers from Vienna. Hey, Stefan. Stefan. What's up, dude? I'm just about to go. Um, nice to hear from you, though, man. More voice impressions next time. Okay, listen. Okay, alright. You don't want to hear it. Okay, believe me. Believe me. Kanye. Kanye is brilliant. He's the best. Okay, he's the best. There's no one better than Kanye. No, look at those chicks. Look at Kanye's chicks. They go on for miles. They're huge. Those huge chicks. Oh, Melania and I talk about his chicks all the time. Say, kids, come over here. Look at Kanye's chicks. They're beautiful. Okay. Now, who you gonna vote for in November? All right. Not Kanye. Not Kanye. Okay. You know who you're gonna vote for. See what you make me do. Um. All right. So, anyways, thanks again for everyone watching. I had a fun time, and I just remembered I wanted to do something really quick. One last touch I wanted to do. I was gonna add some little gray hairs in here, just a couple little, just a couple suggestions here. Just a couple. All right. See, I'll just keep going. Before you know it, I'll just start painting, and then it'll just be the live stream that never stopped, and that's not good. That's not a good thing. So, cool. All right. I'm going to end this. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out and joining me. And hopefully, I'll do this again sometime soon. And I'm just going to keep sketching because I'm not 100% happy yet. But, anyways, thank you so much. And just a reminder, I am doing a podcast tomorrow with what is his name? Dennis Mayer Jr. He's an awesome, like, super hyper realistic painter. He does like airbrush painting and draw some dry brush. But you should look up his work, Dennis Mayer Jr. Really, really good. He's also an opera singer, and I'm talking with him tomorrow. And then next week is Kevin Nealon, and we're going to talk about some cool things with art and comedy and that sort of thing. So be sure to join check that out. And and I have some other cool guests coming up for the podcast as well that I can't quite announce yet, but hopefully it happens soon. And some people were asking about Philip Burke. Some people had done drawings of Philip Burke. His podcast was, I guess, rescheduled, but I'm not sure when it's going to be yet. He got really busy, and so I'm hoping to be able to talk with him sometime soon because I'm also anxious to talk to him. And also, a lot of people did artwork, fan art, so I want to be able to show that as well. So, anyways, stay tuned for that, and that should be it. So, Anthony Francisco, dude, I love you. Um, we'll have to talk soon, Anthony, and TJ and everybody. Thank you so much. And I'll have to do this again. This was a fun first time experiment doing this. Thank you so much for your support, and I will talk to you guys all soon. Peace out.